Alright, here it comes. The film take that's probably going to get me banned from every Hollywood brunch invite list. Steven Spielberg needs to stop making movies. Yeah, I said it. The man is a legend. He shaped modern cinema. But at some point, you've got to recognize when the magic turns into museum pieces. He's not evolving anymore. He's just filming his legacy in real time, and honestly, it's getting awkward. Stick around till the end, because the final point I make might just explain why his recent films feel more like Oscar bait than actual storytelling. Before we dive into the emotional minefield that is film Twitter, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below telling me what movie or TV show I should talk about next. This is director Ammar Hejazi, and today we're tackling the sacred cow of American filmmaking and asking if it's time to take the camera away from Spielberg. Let's start by acknowledging reality. Spielberg gave us Jaws, Raiders, E.T., Jurassic Park, Saving Private Ryan, and Schindler's List. That's God-tier cinema. But all of that was decades ago. Since the early 2000s, his output has ranged from okay, sure to wait, did anyone actually finish the script? Warhorse? Beautiful, but emotionally manipulative and kind of empty. The BFG? Yeah, I forgot that existed too. Ready Player One? Nostalgia overload with zero actual heart. The Post? Respectable? Sure, but also felt like a homework assignment on important journalism moments. None of these are terrible, but none of them are essential, and when you're Spielberg, fine just doesn't cut it anymore. Let's talk about The Fabelmans, Spielberg's autobiographical love letter to cinema. It's personal, it's polished, it's well acted, but it's also way too safe. It felt more like a eulogy than a story. Like Spielberg was trying to convince himself, and us, that this whole filmmaking thing still means something to him, but there's no fire, no urgency, no reason this needed to exist beyond, hey, remember when movies used to be magical? At some point, it stopped being about discovery and started being about legacy maintenance. Spielberg used to be ahead of the curve. Jurassic Park reinvented blockbuster visuals. Saving Private Ryan changed war movies forever. Even Minority Report had more to say about tech and ethics than half the sci-fi being made today. But now, his films feel like they're lagging behind culture. In an era where storytelling is more diverse, more raw, more global, Spielberg still feels stuck in this idealized white bread version of America where everything resolves with a hug and John Williams swelling in the background. It's comforting, sure, but it's not cutting edge. And we don't need comforting anymore. We need clarity. We need urgency. We need directors who aren't afraid to get messy. Look, no one wants to tell a legend it's time to hang it up. But even the greatest directors have a shelf life. Stanley Kubrick stopped. Scorsese keeps going, but at least he's still pushing himself. Killers of the Flower Moon, anyone? Spielberg? He's just floating. He's not exploring new voices, new forms, or new frontiers. He's not even experimenting. He's just replaying his greatest hits with a glossier lens and fewer stakes. At a certain point, legacy starts to eat creativity alive. And Spielberg, right now, looks like someone who's stuck in the past. Not because he loves it, but because he doesn't know what else to say. Alright, here's the big one. The reason all this matters. Spielberg's recent films feel like a retirement tour where no one told him he already retired. He's not making movies that challenge audiences anymore. He's making movies that reassure them. It's nostalgia without danger, craft without soul. And when you get to that point, it's not about age, it's about relevance. Great directors don't just remind us of their past glory, they find ways to evolve with the present. Spielberg hasn't, and maybe he just doesn't want to, which is fine. But maybe that also means it's time to stop. Not with bitterness, not with drama, just with dignity, because the worst thing a legend can do is fade out trying to recreate what made them legendary in the first place. So, should Spielberg never have picked up a camera? Of course not. The man changed cinema. He earned every bit of his legacy. But should he maybe step away now, before the legacy becomes a slow-motion nostalgia spiral? Absolutely. This was director Ammar Hejazi, and if you stuck around to the end without throwing your collectible E.T. plush at the screen, you've got my respect. Smash that like button, drop your next film target in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more cinematic honesty that hurts a little, but heals. Until next time, cut the camera, Steven. You've said enough.